Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. We will hear more about them later. Okay, welcome to another video. The bangs are so bad right now. I honestly can't decide. Am I gonna keep growing them out? Because they're just brutal. I don't think I can handle it. It's so hard. So we're gonna wear this beanie that my friend Beck left at my house. Hi, by the way, I'm Hannah. You already know that. And we are going to talk about this reel I posted that got a little attention lately. And it's possibly because there are divisive opinions, but also I do think the whole message is resonating with people. Before we dive into that, I want to invite you into my free masterclass all about making your vegan journey effortless and sustainable and fun and joyful. This is a big passion of mine. I see a lot of people stopping being vegan in my own life and online, and it's just statistically people stop being vegan all the freaking time. And I have learned a lot about why, and if you are someone who has tried to go vegan in the past and you just want to get your vegan journey on track and learn how to do it in a fun and sustainable way that is full of abundance and delicious food and without like food logs. I'm not a food log person. And honestly, without even meal plans. I'm not a meal plan person. I'm not organized like that. Or if you want to go vegan for the first time and you're interested in the lifestyle, check out my free masterclass. It's free. As I said, F-R-E-E, no money involved, to learn some things, and I hope you join us there. The link is below. Before I talk about this reel, I really have to credit a woman that I consider a mentor. Her name is CPG, Colleen Patrick Goudreau. She is a giant in the vegan movement, in the animal advocacy movement, and she's been vegan for a very long time, maybe 10-15 years longer than I've been vegan. I started my vegan journey 17 years ago. And I want to credit her because so much of how I talk about animals and talk about my vegan lifestyle has come from her podcasts, her books, her message, her Instagram, and all of her work that she has done, for the past, how long has she been making content in advocacy for animals. The reason I want to mention her as often as I possibly can is because she's amazing and she's eloquent and she's hilarious and she's just this incredibly vibrant person that everyone is drawn to. What is her secret sauce? And I don't know if you know who she is, Colleen Patrick Goudreau, definitely check her out. And she has a book that's going out of print right now called the 30-Day Vegan Challenge, and I'll link that below. And actually this whole concept of what I made the reel about that went viral, I don't know what viral even means, it got a lot of attention, has a lot of views and comments. I first heard this concept from Colleen. The whole concept of it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be this ultimate unattainable perfection. Here's the video in a nutshell. I would go vegan except I just love eggs. I can never give up eggs. I would go vegan except for butter. I love caramelizing onions and butter. I would go vegan except I can't give up ice cream. I would go vegan, but this is often a common thing, my grandmother or my grandfather, someone in my life makes this special meal from their heritage, and I could never give that up because of the connection it brings us as a family. And it's obviously not a vegan meal, and I can never give that up. And it's once a month or once a week we have this meal together. And the whole message is, then do that. If you would totally go vegan, it totally resonates with you, you're inspired by the lifestyle, it makes sense to you, but you couldn't give up this one thing, then do that. It's funny that some people think they can't even reduce the amount of animal foods that is in their life because of that one thing that they could never give up, or they think they could never give up. The truth is, there's a lot of dogma in the vegan movement. There's a lot of vegans online who I respect and I admire their passion and how dedicated they are to this lifestyle, as am I, by the way. I'm still vegan when I talk about this kind of thing. It's just that the dogma, meaning the extremes of the extreme conviction that takes us to such lengths as to reject any sort of introduction to a lifestyle that could possibly get someone so excited about being vegan, but they don't have to be perfect. That's what dogma is. It's just a little too religious, right? It's a little too religious for some people and it turns them off completely. Well, what if we encouraged people to do the vegan that they want to do the kind of vegan that they want to do? Now, is it about calling themselves vegan? Can they still call themselves vegan? I don't know. it's not really that important to me. I think vegan does have like a really special meaning. Like I'm intentionally not partaking in industries that I find cruel, as well as like for my own like wellness, my own health, and for the environment, right? But ultimately, I would just love for people to reduce the amount of animal foods that they're eating. And if they are all vegan except for this like one thing, isn't that okay? Isn't that just exciting? Isn't that like, doesn't that open up so many possibilities for people? I think, you know, 7-ish years ago, there was just like a big boom in the vegan movement online, and so many people were going vegan. And it was very exciting for us who have been like vegan for longer. It was like, wow, it's becoming so popular and people are really catching on. But because of the messaging online was super like extreme, disciplined, restrictive, to be honest, like especially in the raw food world, it's very restrictive and very like extreme. It almost like removed vegans from normal society, and it was harder to socialize like if you eat like a super restrictive diet. This is why I love Colleen's work so much more, because it is a lot more inclusive and a lot more attainable. Perfection is not attainable, and I think that the perfectionism within the vegan world can be really alluring to a certain personality type. Like those of us who are a little obsessive, it can be sort of alluring to like jump into this lifestyle that feels like I've reached utopia. This is the perfect diet. I will never be sick again. Everything is perfect. I'm not partaking in violence. Ultimate peace, you know, it's sort of like this pipe dream, like it doesn't actually exist. And the reality is that we live in a messy, imperfect world, and it's all okay. It's okay that we live in this world that's not perfect. And utopia is, it actually blocks us from progress because of how unattainable it is. So all that to say, I'm really wanting to reach the people who have tried to be vegan in the past and it was too dogmatic for them, or it required too much discipline, too much restriction. I really want to reach those people, and I want to reach people who have never even tried the lifestyle because they feel like they could never be perfect. And they have, like, I love to travel to Italy, for example, and I just could never give up, you know, experiencing that culture. Well, that's so funny that I mentioned Italy actually, because CPG runs these vegan trips to Italy, and I should probably link those below too because they look amazing. If I didn't have kids, I would be right on that trip right away. And you can absolutely be vegan while traveling. But just as an example, if there's something in your life where you're like, oh, I would go vegan except for this one thing, just start there. Just start there. You don't have to jump right into this like extreme lifestyle. I personally don't think being vegan is extreme, but it can feel too far away for so many people, and I want to reach those people. So if you're one of those who you want to go vegan, but you just couldn't be perfect, I just want to give you a big permission slip that you don't have to be, and don't even like worry about fitting into what you think a vegan is supposed to be or supposed to look like or supposed to eat all the time. What Colleen says, gosh, I'm such a fangirl. Actually, you know, we became friends like a few years ago, and it was just such a moment for me when I actually got to be friends with Colleen, because I love her so much. But what she says is, you know, let compassion be your guide. It's not like veganism, what does she say? Hold on, let me get the quote up because it's really good. I don't aspire to be as vegan as possible. I aspire to be as compassionate as possible. Compassion is the goal. Veganism is the way to get there. All of that said, all of what I just said, I agree with it, I support it, what I just said. Caveat. I do think there is a good thing. Like having a label, the vegan label, everyone freaks out about the vegan label, having boundaries, it's actually a good thing. And it might take some time to get there, where you're like ready to be like, I am vegan, this is my boundary, I have this new label that I can put on myself and I like it and it feels good. Two reasons. First, we do better with definition. We like definition. We do better with black and white. We actually struggle with gray. That's why when there's nuance in conversation or nuance in some sort of any sort of debate, it's harder for us to understand. We really like definition. It actually makes it easier to make compassionate vegan choices when we have sort of this label on, this definition. Two, and I think an almost greater reason to have the vegan label and to go all the way, so to speak, is because our peers, friends and family, our social groups, they like definition a lot too. So when we can define other people, it just makes it easier to understand. I don't know if you've ever gone through a period of time where you're like restricting certain foods and your friends and family like can't keep up. Like, what are they eating now? Are you eating gluten? Are you eating sugar? Are you eating oil? Wait, so now you're not eating dairy? Wait, you're not eating eggs? Wait, now you are eating eggs? And you just like go back and forth. It's really hard for your social groups, especially like your parents who take care of you and love you, like depending on like what age you are. It's hard for them to keep up. They're like, what? I can't keep up with what they are doing. I don't know what their definition is, but that's why I think labeling yourself and kind of coming out as a vegan can be so helpful just for your friends and family, because when they understand it, then they can support you in this decision that you've made. So I hope that's clear that when I talk about that, it's not that important to be this like perfect vegan, and there's no such thing as the vegan police, and you can actually be your kind of vegan, and if you can go totally vegan except for that one thing, like just go for it. And having the vegan label and having that definition can be super helpful for that lifestyle goal that you have. And it's also okay to have some discipline in your life. I'm not saying don't have any discipline. Like, discipline is actually, I would say, a worthy thing in our life. And my goal in all of this time that I spend talking about animals and eating vegan and thriving on plants, everything that I do online where I talk about thriving on plants, yes, it's to help people because I think this lifestyle is amazing, especially like for our own health, right? Like, we feel amazing, and it can have life altering results by adopting a plant-based diet, a whole food plant-based diet. And I just think more people reducing their animal foods is only better. I know I don't talk a lot about like animal cruelty and the stuff that we don't want to see. I think because this is just sort of like my this is what feels right to me, and how I advocate for animals is focusing more on the health because I think it resonates and rings true for a lot of people, and it was my first entry point into the vegan lifestyle, was health reasons. But I do want you to know, especially all you vegans out there who feel very upset by anything that I say when I'm talking about not being a perfect vegan, I do care quite a lot about, you know, cruel industries. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna not sit on my feet anymore because my feet are fully falling asleep. And actually my parents are in town, so I'm gonna spend time with them this week, and we're gonna have Thanksgiving together, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday as well.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace, my favorite website building platform that takes you from A to Z in the website building process without ever hiring a designer. Connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights all on one easy-to-use platform. Create a community on your Squarespace website with a fully integrated commenting system, use their powerful blogging tools, and manage inventory. Squarespace is my preferred platform because it's incredibly easy to use, fully integrated, and the result is a beautiful website that you can call your own. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Hannah McNeely to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.